Neil Katyal, let me begin with you and the appeal that the Justice Department has filed to the 11th Circuit to completely throw out the special master in the documents case. What do you make of that?
It's an incredibly powerful appeal, Lawrence. So remember, Trump asked for this special master, which no one normally gets. You and I would never get it. But drew this judge, Judge Cannon, who gave him a special master. She quickly got reversed on the notion that the most serious documents that the Justice Department isolated, the ones with serious national security sensitivity, shouldn't be subject to this special master review. So the Court of Appeals rejected Trump's claims, and two of those three judges were actually appointed by Donald Trump. Donald Trump then took part of that up to the Supreme Court, where he lost last week yet again. And the Supreme Court said these 100 documents aren't subject to special master review and the like. Now the department has taken a bigger appeal and said all the rest of Judge Cannon's order for the rest of the documents, roughly, I think, 19,000 pages or so, the special master shouldn't have been appointed for that. And that is a devastating appeal brief. It is as good a brief, Lawrence, as I've read. And, Trump is now finally seeing, after a Supreme Court loss last week, that most judges don't take too kindly to poorly crafted legal arguments. And Trump is paying his lawyers a whole lot of money to be handed loss after loss in the courts. And when you look at his legal fees, like his business endeavors, Trump is seeing a rather poor return on his investment.
And Bradley Moss, what will it matter to the way the criminal investigation is being undertaken right now? Because the Justice Department does have a free hand, thanks to the 11th Circuit, to be investigating everything about the classified documents. They do not have to hand over the classified documents to the special master. So it seems like much of their investigation can go on without regard to where this appeal stands now.
Sure. So the non-classified records, the one that Donald Trump is saying were subject possibly to executive privilege, they're still relevant and material in the context of a criminal inquiry here. And the Justice Department lays this out pretty nicely in their brief, because the extent to which the documents with classification markings were intermingled and intermixed with these various other records speaks to not only how much Donald Trump personally had access to them and was viewing them, the extent to which he was giving other individuals, such as these aides we've heard about, orders to move boxes, to reorganize documents. It speaks to his willful retention of the documents with the classification markings, showing it wasn't just a document storage mistake, that he knew they were there, they were with all these other records, and he didn't care, he kept concealing it from the government.
Glenn Kirshner, let's go to the investigative part of the case that is now being peeled away at in press reports. Wall Street Journal now adding two names. We got one name last week. Now there's two of Trump staffers in his current employ who are in some way have been contacted by the FBI. One of them has submitted to questioning, repeated questioning. We know that. There could be more. And it's a clear indication that this investigation is moving, no matter what's going on with the appeals.
Yeah, and Lawrence, this is a target-rich environment for the prosecutors. When you see, we've seen the pictures of dozens of boxes on pallets. These documents had to be boxed up by somebody. The boxes themselves had to be moved and transported. And can you imagine all of the people who were assisting Donald Trump in that endeavor? And then once you get to Mar-a-Lago and now perhaps even Bedminster and Trump Tower, there are so many sort of hands on these boxes and potentially on these documents that, as I say, it's a target-rich environment for the prosecutors who are digging in and investigating, who may have incriminating information, and importantly, how might these documents have compromised our national security.